Wicked with the Feminist Theory by Rebecca Patrick. What is Wicked? Wicked is about the background story of the witches along with the other characters from The Wizard of Oz, which is a classic, beloved musical. The musical tells us the story about how the two witches met and then shortly after became friends, before their paths changed for good. In the beginning, they both had the same goal of acceptance from everyone, but when their paths were changed and when morals were put before them and the truth that they were told was not what they expected, shortly after they found themselves following very different paths. Teachings of Wicked. Within this musical, I had noticed a lot of deep societal issues that have been brought to the light, and the use of and one of them is feminism and women empowerment, which has been taught the new generation that it is good to be different, to stick to your views and to stand up against what is wrong when you know that it is wrong, and to stand up for what you believe is right. The example that I'm going to be analysing today is For Good, and it is from the Broadway edition, and it is performed by Kristen, Chenowarth and Ideina Menzel. In this example, the feminism didn't come from the stance as such, but it came from all the lyrics and what was being said, and the engagement that the two characters had with each other. There are 3 examples within Wicked as a whole where feminism is shown very prominently. One of them is For Good, another one is Loathing, which is the first duet that Glinda and Elphaba had together, and the other one is Defying Gravity. Defying Gravity is a solo rather than a duet, so I decided to analyse For Good since it was a duet and it backs up my next theory. So I've been looking at all of them as a whole. Elphaba and Glinda show how strong they both are in terms of body language and vocals within Loathing, since it's a very hard hitting song, whilst in For Good it shows more their sensitive side. In For Good, the lyrics and the melody is very, very subtle. but it has a sweet and powerful impact in what is being said. For example, the similes that have been used to describe one another. However, within the song, For Good, it is empowered within the lyrics, as I just said. Remains their actions, the memories, and they reminisce on what they've been through. It's more the plot that they have is also empowered within both of the characters. In my opinion, the song For Good is about building each other up, the characters in a light that only the other character could see them in, and not the lights that every other character within this musical sees them. So I've been looking at a few theories for this PowerPoint. But one theory and one author that backs up my theory that I'm currently presenting right now is Stacey Wolf, with how she written her book Changed for Good. So she talks about the collaborative duet and how that shows empowerment within the duet. So the song For Good from Wicked brings out a more subtle side to the musical, but also could be interpreted in a romance way, which she states in her book, between two women rather than a friendship, since the characters express how they have been changed for good. You could also interpret this as a cultural integration friendship of two women coming from two different cultural backgrounds. Within the musical, feminism is shown throughout the musical.